Hello there everyone, my name is RC Fogarty, and this is my first Let's Play ever. Today, we are going on a trip down memory lane, back to the year 1998, as well as the year 1999 when I actually first started playing this game. Essentially it was the midst of a craze that spawned movies, anime, comics, and it's also one of my favorite games as well. One of my favorite definitely as a child. And I still enjoy playing it as well. However, I don't have the original games, so we're playing a replica from 2004 called Pokemon LeafGreen, essentially the remakes of Pokemon Red and Blue. So let us begin. Alright, as you can probably see here in the screen here, I've tried recording about 5 different times, and let's just say they didn't turn out properly. We're not going to have that happen this time. Anywho, let's carry on forward. Alright, here's the control screen, yada yada yada, not interested. It's all basic tutorials. It's basically left for newbies to the games, which I highly doubt a lot of you are, since most of you probably played these games in the past. If you're my age, you probably played them in the late 90s when this craze actually started. Those were the days. Video games, youth, and failing grades. I was quite the underachiever then, but that all changed a few years later. And here's your intro. Here's Professor Oak, pretty much just giving you this intro, saying welcome to the world of Pokemon. Of course, his name's Oak, and he is affectionately referred to as the Pokemon Professor. Makes sense, he is a professor of Pokemon after all. Pretty much just giving you spiel here that this world is inhabited by Pokemon, yada yada, standard stuff. Essentially, just giving the description that Pokemon are used as pets, they're used for battling by others, and there are also studies of profession. Obviously, being a professor, you must study them. Anywho, he's asking for our information. Now, in the original games, it was pretty much just we only had the boy character, or the gender anyway. Given that the original Game Boy games were not capable of loading 2 different genders. If you go with the boy, pretty much it's the standard design, just a slightly modified version of what the original character was. As for the girl character, something we haven't seen before, or at least not until 2004. And for the sake of boldness, I'm going to take the girl character. I usually take the boy, but you know what, who cares? It doesn't matter. Anywho. Alright, what is our name? Now, if I chose the boy character, I could just put in probably my own name or something like that. But, like I said, I'm going for boldness. Anywho, we are going to give ourselves a name, starting with an R, obviously. I'd like to get over here. Let's see. And we're going to go with the name Roslyn. And apparently I can't spell. R-O-S-L-Y-N. Those spelling lessons back in the day certainly paid off. Anywho, yes, our name is Roslyn. I like the name, why not? And he's introducing his grandson, since we were both children. And he doesn't remember the name. Must be early inside of Alzheimer's, huh? Anywho, we just have the basic set of names. And I'm thinking of just going in classic anime style and just going with Gary. It's the only thing I can really think of. Nothing really creative like Jerk or anything of that sort, since, well, that's what he is. But I don't have anything really creative, so Gary is going to be it. Let us start. And yes, it was Gary. Yes, it was. And really must be having Alzheimer's, I suppose, huh? Pretty much just giving us the mission statement, our own Pokemon Legends about to unfold. Alright, let us begin. Alright, we are in our room and we have an NES. The original version back in the late 90s had a Super NES. Probably what we're going to want to do is we're going to go to this PC here because there's a very important item here. Because we're going to potentially maybe need it for an upcoming battle. Yes, that's right, for all you noobs, there are battles in this game, as you probably couldn't tell during the opening statements. Anywho, carrying forth here. What does this have to say? Post a notice when you're confused, ask for help, press yellow R buttons. And I'm not going to do that because, well, I can explain everything to you if you're playing along. Now let's talk to Ma. Right, all girls dream of traveling. It said so on TV. Yeah, right. Okay, so you get... Whatever. Anywho, we're gonna go and travel. What's it say on the TV anyway? This movie on TV, a girl with hair and pigtails is walking up a brick road. I better go too. Ooh, reference to Wizard of Oz. Awesomeness. Who here is Pallet Town, pretty much our hometown. Since Oak was looking for us, I'm assuming this is his place, and sure enough, it is his lab. And sure enough, Oak isn't here, but the jerk is. How's it going, Gary? Essentially, he's just saying Gramps staying around. Lovely. Okay, we can't really very well have a game without him now, can we? You're not the health, and we're just gonna go on our own venture, do our own thing. And we're stopped. And apparently it's Oak. Hey, how's it going, old man? I was just saying it's unsafe since our Pokemon's all grass, and of course we're gonna need Pokemon for our protection. So let's go on with the old bloke. Alright, and back in the lab here, getting essentially dragged back in. Hey, oh, Gary's here too, lovely. He's fed up with waiting. Gary, let me think. Oh, that's right, I told you to come. Just wait. Here, Roslyn. There are 3 Pokemon here. Haha! The Pokemon are these 3 Pokeballs, and he was... Apparently I was a serious young trainer. I can't remember because I have Alzheimer's. And I've only got these 3 left because I'm that old. You can have one. Go on, choose. Gary. Stop your whining. Be patient, Gary. You can have one too. Alright, so we got 3 Pokemon here. Now, pretty much, we have a choice of Bulbasaur, Squirtle, or Charmander. Most of my personal runs, I usually choose Bulbasaur. Easiest one to go with, especially with the first couple of gyms. Bulbasaur makes things pretty easy. Next up, we have Squirtle. Definitely not too bad either. So that's full-on water type, and it's one of the strongest water Pokemon in the game when it's final evolution. It doesn't have any sort of change there, but I'm not going to take Squirtle. It also has for Bulbasaur to say dual typing, grass and poison, which can be quite helpful. Last one here is Charmander. Charmander is in its final evolution also gains a flying subtype. And given that Charmander is essentially having a Charmander for the early part of the game can be quite challenging. And most people go with Charmander as well. Or at least that's what I hear anyway. I'm gonna go with Charmander, why not? Because I want a challenge. Essentially because first gym is a rock type gym, I'm already spoiling things if you're a newbie to this. I don't want to give a nickname to this. And rock and ground, yeah, they kind of beat fire. Gary's going to take Squirtle. Essentially the mechanism of this is kind of like rock, paper, scissors, especially with those 3 types. Grass beats water, water beats fire, fire beats grass, so on and so forth. Just the standard stuff. He's saying that, and he says this Pokemon is tougher than mine. Right, sure it is, jerk. Oh, and you're going to challenge us right here. Okay, fine, we'll take you on. Okay. Alright, and he would like to battle. He's going to send out his... Well, obviously he's sending out Squirtle because it's a water type. Oh, come on, Oak. We do not need you here. I know how to battle. I can explain it for myself. And plus, most of the viewers here, I've also probably played the games quite a bit as well. Anywho, yeah, pretty much the point of the battle is to lower that guy's, essentially the name on the top, down to 0. Never would have guessed. But oh well, we're going to try battling. And pretty much you have Scratch and Growl basic moves. This is a relatively dull battle because it's the opening sequence. There's really not a whole lot to do other than just attack. Oh, we got a critical hit. Sweet. And critical hits essentially do double damage. And those can be quite useful, especially in a pinch. Or at any given time, since any given time works out just as well. Some of you are probably going to ask why I'm playing LeafGreen as opposed to Fire Red, which does have some better exclusive to it. I will agree to it. I will agree to that. The problem is I actually don't have a copy of Fire Red available, and I don't have enough money right now to pick one up, and I've seen enough Fire Red LPs that I'd rather do one of LeafGreen just to show the deficiencies of it compared to Fire Red. So that's the way it operates. And Gary's whining that he lost. We got some money. I always use money because that makes the world go round, apparently. Yeah, it does anyway. Always has. And Oak is just going to essentially tell us stuff that we already know. At least it's just for this one battle. Thank you, Lord. And he's giving his standard speech to smell you later. And we're going to go to... Alright, so let's go on out into the wild. What do you have to say? Look, I copied what it said on trainer tip signs. Trainer tips. Press start to open the menu. Yeah, that's going to be quite useful. As you can see, pretty much it just has our selection. It has our selections here, and apparently I can't talk right. I'm going to more on that later. Anyway, we're going to Route 1. Pretty basic, and pretty much just here you're going to get a bunch of random encounter battles. If I'm not mistaken, only 2 Pokemon that appear here. It's been a while since I played this. Yeah, there are 2. It's Pidgey and Rattata. Rattata, as you can see here, and it's just a basic normal type Pokemon. Learn some decent moves like Super Fang later on, or even Hyper Fang. Both of them pretty good moves, but overall Rattata and its evolution are pretty useless. I have no intention for using them. The second one here is Pidgey, which is essentially a normal flying type, which is how it is for most types here. I'd like to be able to show it on screen here. Yep, just another Rattata. Anywho, we're probably going to end this off pretty quick, but yeah, as for Pidgey, I can much more useful. I use them I generally use them anytime during any of my playthroughs. It's not the strongest, but it's pretty sturdy, so it's not overall too bad, but not real great either. If you want one, definitely go for it. I really don't recommend Rattata though. It's relatively useless. But that's my whole spiel on that. And once Pidgey comes up, well, I can't catch Pokemon right now. I don't have Pokeballs. We'll be getting some soon enough. And also we made it to level 7 here. Well, more or less, I'm not going to show all that many wild encounters since they get really boring and redundant all the time. Anywho, we want to talk to this guy here. He works at a Pokemon Mart, and we get a potion from him. He's going to give us a free sample. Sweet potions, because we're going to need them with certain upcoming battles. Anywho, I think I'm going to end this off here for the night. Yeah, so again, this is my first episode. Looks like everything went through smoothly. We got our first Pokemon. We're midway through Route 1. We're going to go ahead and save this game here. And next time we'll continue on and go on to Viridian City. So I will see you guys then. Later.